There's only one other person I know that I saw this with, so I can't really put my feelings out there online 100%. So for right now, I'll give my full spoiler review of the movie. I'll try to hide certain things, so you can click away right here if you want the whole shebang. But because I respect the property so much there, I'm going to be talking mainly about the villains of the picture and not the other things that happen in the picture as well. Uh, so, um, villain spoiler review of the movie. Someone asked on Instagram whether or not Lizard is has purple pants. He does not. He's naked the entire picture. I love Electro's performance, and I love his backstory on who he was, and how he is right now. I like how the character still wants more power, more power, more power. When he discovers an arc reactor, I believe that's Iron Man's thing. He gets like an idea about something, and then he looks really cool in his upgraded form as well. Sandman's character in the beginning is kind of trustworthy because he recognizes Spider-Man as a hero, but then he realizes that he can't trust anybody, so he goes back to the dark side. But he goes back and forth. So he's a very interesting character. This guy gets a lot of screen time. He's like the first of the six that you see in the movie, and he plays a significant portion of this picture in a lot of different ways. I love the nanotech stuff that he's talking about there. I love that he mentions Tony Stark and things like that. I love how he interacts with like this Peter wants to know more about this and the multiverse stuff as well. Um, Something about this guy gets fixed. I'll put it that way. I don't want to say too much. Enjoy the movie for yourself. He gets fixed. I love the interaction between him and Osborn as well. That was fantastic. I love that to death. I love that because like even the comic books really, or maybe in the animated universe, Doc Ock and Norman Osborn don't really talk a lot with each other. They're usually doing their own thing because their egos kind of clash with each other. But in this movie, they talk quite a bit with each other, so that's really cool to see them working together on the same side. So that was awesome. I loved Green Goblin's split personality thing that was going on with him. Like he was always trying to keep his dark side at bay. You never knew what was going to come out. These guys, they get the majority of the lion's share of the majorness of the movie. But the other characters had their important roles to play. Sandman looks fucking epic and giant. I think they showed the trailer. The big giant thing that happens, the Statue of Liberty thing that happens at the end of the movie with his big giant face and sand going around. It looks fantastic. Lizard, he's important because in that fight that he's going after Peter Parker's friends and things like that there. That looks really cool. Electro with his powers, just lightning all around. I mean, like it looked fantastic with the lightning bolts, like curving and everything in midair. Looks great. My favorite thing about the villains in the picture, I would have to say, okay, so like eventually he does go back to the way he was. I won't say how or why, but he does go back to the way he was in the picture, and the audience was clapping. I'll put it that way. It was very, very, very cool. Um, that this Green Goblin, not only because 20 years passed, he looks fantastic. Norman Osborn, William Dafoe looks fantastic. But he looks fantastic in the movie 100%. He looks like he did 20 years ago. I don't know how the hell that happened, but he looks great. Um, I love how this Green Goblin picked up on where he left off. That he believes that Spider-Man slash Peter Parker should be on the bad side because he believes people aren't really worth saving. I love that part. The interaction between him, this Green Goblin, and MJ. Uh, I believe I forgot who said what, but he said that, oh, that's MJ, and then he was like Mary Jane, and then she said no, Michelle Jones. And he was like, oh, yeah, I guess like everyone's confused about that whole name thing. Yeah. Doc Ock. Oh boy, there's a lot to talk about with this guy. But I gotta say the cool thing I like about him, besides his tentacle stuff there, and the whole like the nature of the tentacles like being like a claw, a live thing. I liked how he was such a huge threat the entire picture that everyone was keeping tabs on him the entire time, and he was trying to convince people that he's cool and everything. He's cool and calm. So I like when this Peter Parker, home Peter Parker, figured out a way to control his tentacles. So that's a huge spoiler right there. This Spider-Man controls tentacles. I was like, that's pretty cool. Which I've never seen before in any medium. I've never seen him do in the comics or in the animated one. Maybe he does it in the comics because I don't read that many comics. But like, no, that was really cool to see. Um, his cool moments are near the end of the picture when he becomes giant and big. And there's another part when he was sitting on the couch and his sand was going everywhere on the couch. He was trying to get the sand up the couch constantly, but he can't because he's sand. I thought that was pretty cool. That was pretty cute. Definitely, 100%. This guy's best scene is when he talks to. I'm not sure which Peter Parker because there's a lot of them. There's he's talking to Peter Parker, saying that how this Peter Parker hangs out in Queens. He helps out poor people, and he's a man of the people. And he's like, he sounds like man, I thought you were going to be black underneath the mask. And then he says like, I wonder if there's any black Spider-Man out there. And there was a pause, and the audience went crazy. audience went crazy. audience went crazy. I swear to Jeebus, they went crazy. Uh, and like that made me think of the other Spider-Man. Sorry, the other black superhero. Like there's a black Batman now. There's a black Superman. Well, there was black Superman. There's still like Steel was a black Superman in essence per se. And they're talking about making Superman Michael B. Jordan, so black Superman right there. So like yeah, there's never been a talk about a black Wonder Woman or any other race Wonder Woman. So like yeah, if they don't do it. It's not a big deal. So so yeah, that was the big parts of the villains per se. How they go in the picture, I'll let you guys see the movie to find that part out. But those are the best moments of the villains in Spider-Man: No Way Home. Definitely fun to see them. Me just talking about it means nothing because they're in the picture quite a lot. They're quite a lot, and I love the interactions between them. I love the way they enter the picture. I love how they get captured per se. That was really cool. Like even Peter Spider has to betray some of the villains. He has to betray some of them. You got to see the movie to experience what I'm talking about. You got to see it 100%. It's not like not just what I'm saying. You got to see it in action, and there's more to what I'm saying than what I'm saying. So I'm not telling you every single thing in the picture. It's just so fun and so much stuff happening in this picture that I can't and I don't want to do it justice because there's so much stuff going on here. I definitely want to see it again. It's definitely a fun ride, 100%. When I saw Shang Chi, I wanted to see it again. There's so many cool things happening in that movie. I saw Black Widow once. I said maybe I'll see it again. Maybe I'll skip just the escape of Black Widow's father, Natasha's father. You don't say Black Widow in the movie. I don't know. Um, that was a cool scene. Other than that, I didn't really care about the picture. But this movie, it had a lot of cool scenes in the picture. That bridge scene that introduced Doc Ock, that was really long. That was really good. Every action set piece in the movie was really long and really good. If you enjoy the Shang-Chi ones, I'd say it's on par with the Shang-Chi action sequences for sure. I think the ones in Shang-Chi were cleaner. You can see things a little bit easier in that movie because the ones in Spider-Man: No Way Home are a little fast, maybe for some people's eyes. I saw it just fine, but like Shang-Chi was definitely a lot smoother, a lot easier to see. Yeah, it just looked. I guess because my eyes are used to martial arts and quickness in certain bursts. But in this one, because there's lightning involved, there's a lot of web action going on there with the trampoline effects. There's the Yeah, there's this like a pull effect, like with a slingshot kind of thing that Spider-Man uses a bit, that like Luffy from One Piece. Um, there's gliders being used with Green Goblin. Um, yeah, man, it's really cool. The powers are used very very well in the picture. So yeah, definitely fun time in the picture, 100% there. Like I said, they get used well. They're used in the movie quite a lot. So yeah, 100% I'll see this picture again. I gotta see it in 40x because the action is fucking crazy. Really. That's it for now. Black off.